Remember, there's nothing out there to get you. Don't forget it. When life feels slow motion, just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Well, that was fun. We just got kicked off while we were going. I don't know how long we've been
Sorry,
talking,
guys.
but we are back. I didn't get any. Well, let me see if I got any
looked
text.
on my phone. I didn't get any text either, but
So we must have caught it. Yeah, I think it's.
it must have just happened.
All right, I want to call out to Dennis Belusic. If you're listening, Dennis had shot me a text saying, you don't know how much. Let me see. I'll read the text to you. He goes, I'm watching y'all today. Thank you. Needed this real bad.
Oh,
well, Dennis, we do
good.
miss you. Miss seeing you here. Dennis always was good for bringing Dr. Pepper to all of us.
Aw.
Yeah. So we're Dr. Pepper free apparently this weekend because Dennis is not here. But we love you, Dennis, and hopefully you'll be able to get back out and about sooner than later.
My dad was going to come up with us today, but then I realized I was commentating with you, and I texted him. I was like, hey, we're going to leave the house at 6. He was like, if
Pass.
you're going to be commentating, I'll just watch it live.
Pass, right? All right, I'm going to take a look real quick and see where we are on scores. All right, so this was the first scoring in.
Oh, see, so y'all
Is
haven't
that the
missed much.
first scoring in? Yeah, that's the first scoring in.
Yeah, it's going to go slow. Or slower. It's not going to go slow. It's going to go slower.
Yeah.
Because we have twice as many people. I thought by now we'd be at least second. Perfect score is 300. We had a couple of those this morning.
Yeah, we did, and we gave away several buckles.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some cool Texas Archery 300 Club buckles. I think they turned out excellent this
I love
year.
'em.
Came out with a new logo and everything for them, which I think was it was a nice little
Yep,
change.
I like it.
I think this is the 4th or 5th year we've done it. So we've had every year I come up with a brand new design. So there's a few people like Ryan has one of every one of them.
Oh, that's cool.
He was looking for one of them, the 2022 one. He cannot find. I don't know what happened to it, but I guarantee it'll show up. One of the archers that came and shot our Texas ringer does leather work, and he created some leather thing.
Oh, the buckle holders.
Buckle holder, and it turned out really good.
Yeah.
Turned out really good. So this is the second scoring end. So if you want to see live scores, go to isonscore.com and click on the little hamburger at the top right if you're on your phone, and click on live scores. Live scores you'll be able to see exactly what's going on there. It'll do N by N, not arrow by arrow. So once they go down there, they enter the scores and they update immediately. Looking down there to my wife, she had a miss on her first one. I don't know what's going on with her, but she's been shooting so good lately, and she's having some issues today. It looks like. What that means is she may be shooting again. You know that feeling.
Well, I do know that feeling, but I really don't think 6 o'clock is an option for us tonight.
That's kind of lame. You know, you could stay and hang out with me.
I know, we could.
You know, you can. You have a place to stay.
We could 6, 7, 8.
Do
We'll be done by 10.
Did you guys want to stay here and
No.
you give me a heads up.
I will next
we've
time.
Got
We
we've
were
got
gonna-
it.
we
We've
were
got a
gonna
guest room.
We were going to stay. We were going to come up last night.
Ryan has 2 bedrooms, 2 beds in his room too. Like we were set up.
But my house sitter couldn't house sit. So I have too many critters.
Next weekend, if you need a place.
Next weekend, depending on the weather, we'll be here on Saturday, and then we're going to go home. And then Sunday, we're going to Easton Foundation shoot
Oh, okay.
in New Braunfels. Packed. I'm telling y'all, I'm not exaggerating when I say it is every weekend. But, you know, we would do it if it was baseball or volleyball or basketball or whatever sport.
I don't know. I love this stuff. Like,
I do too.
I love being a part of the community. I love being with all these people. I mean, it's like, it's just such a small community. I know majority of the people here by name.
Yeah.
This is not like, oh, I know, you and you. I know these people by name, and we've known them for so long.
You look forward to seeing them.
Yeah, yeah.
On the registration, you can see, oh, well, most of Connor's friends are shooting Saturday, or most of them are Sunday. So then we can decide what days we're going to come up to shoot. That way he can hang out with his buddies.
Yep.
We have quite a few Victoria people today.
You
here.
do.
Mm-hmm. And that makes it fun.
Jacqueline's doing a good job getting those targets up in the top right corner so you can see what they're shooting. Neil Cooley out of Oklahoma. Him and I have been working a lot together to try to build up the live coverage there in Oklahoma.
Oh,
so
that's
he
cool.
has some equipment. Isabella there. He has some. So we've got him some equipment. Now it's like I told him, it's an addiction. Once you get it, it's like we get to a point where like he sees that we have remote cameras that move with a joystick, and he's just like, oh my word, I need this. And so he keeps on getting my hand-me-downs of equipment. So he's waiting for me to send him some controls, and then he's going to order some cameras, and he's going to start doing the same stuff.
I wish we could do it for our 4-H shoots. Our area, we host like 6 or 8 shoots between.
We just need to schedule it. We'll make it happen.
I know, but a lot of the facilities don't have internet.
I have internet. It depends. If you have T-Mobile,
Okay.
I have T-Mobile high speed.
And I
Like
think
when we went out
T-Mobile works in our area, but there are some barns that we shoot in. I call them barns because that's what's available to us to shoot that don't have internet. Can't get real good cell phone service.
Yeah, and that could be a problem. Could be a problem. There's 2 options there. The option is our internet, and we can run it outside and run it in. We did it in Jasper, Texas when we were out there. Their internet was terrible at the school that they were having, and so I set up my internet, and we were able to run high speed, run full HD off of that, which was nice.
That's nice.
The other is that we can record directly to a hard drive and then republish it too.
Oh, okay.
And it's an option. It's not as fun of an option. I don't know why it's not as fun. It's like you're recording it, we're talking to a crowd, and then you just post it. And it's like, I don't know, that was kind of lame. But it definitely more fun to be able to do it live, so everybody can see exactly what's going on. I do think live scoring does change the game, and that was a vision that I had about 4 years ago. 2019, in November, I was working with, I guess it was November. I was grumbling about, I'll tell you a little history on Ison Score. And I may have told you this. I was grumbling to my wife saying, you know what, why is there no live scoring for anything but national events? Like, it would make the game way better because I'm bored out of my mind watching this game, not knowing where anybody's at. Tournament ends. I have zero idea if he's in first place or last place.
Right.
Like, you really don't. And so... And some people were like, well, then it's kind of a cool surprise. No, it's not. To me, it's not a cool surprise. I like to know exactly where we are in the mix. And from a sports perspective, I love to be able to, like in a sports game, like, hey, I'm down by 2 points. What do I need to do? I need to focus. I need to get my head in the game.
Right.
It's like, but if you don't have that, you're just shooting.
You're just shooting.
You're just shooting.
Yeah.
I know people don't want the scores or anything like that, but that's not how I work. So there's Joel Bonner.
I like a mix of both.
He's got that green bow there too.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife's like, why don't you make it happen? I was like, you know what? I'm going to make it happen. So I started reaching out in November of 2019, started reaching out developers, getting quotes, and finally picked somebody in December. And we went official at the beginning of 2000. And guess what happened in February of 2000? COVID hit.
Yeah, 2020.
So we actually had a plan to do a web-based version just to get it out there and get it running because we just wanted something to work. And ended up deciding to make it an app because there was no tournaments running in 2020. Like, everything got canceled. Right after Vegas, everything got canceled. So we kind of regrouped and had them focus on building us an actual app for live scoring. Some of the stuff that's to come, now we're to the point where we're doing live scoring off tablets, off of cell phones. Works great. We're also at the point where we're doing eliminations, which eliminations are really working well. We're cleaning that up over the next probably 3 to 4 months, where it's going to be really nice on the web view of it. And then the next thing I want to do is create an app for live scoring, so that you can just go to Ison Score Live, and then you'll see all the live scores there.
Right.
We've just got to figure out what that looks like. We're having a lot of people, when you say there's live scoring, everybody goes to the App Store and downloads Ison Score and then go, hey, I can't see the live scores.
Right.
We have to figure out how to fix that, because that's happening more often than you think, even though people know. Even today, was it today or yesterday? Had 2 people come up. They're saying, what's the code to see the scores? Nope, you just go to the website and see it. And that's how you look at it.
The app is for scoring the tournament itself. Yes.
So the app is just for scoring, and that's tied back to a back end that you set up. So the registration, it has a registration page. You go fill it out. Then that imports into live scoring, and then that does pre-assignment of bail assignments for our archers, and then that's how the system knows that Molly and Amy are on bail 4. So when you pull up the app, it shows all 4 people on that bail. You enter the scores, and it's immediately updating it onto a database on the website. Works really well. There's my my daughter, who's 24, and my wife. I'm not going to tell you her age, but I will tell you, this year we'll be celebrating 30 years of marriage, if you can believe that. Is that crazy? Are you even 30?
Am I even 30? Psh.
I know, I'm just teasing. You're way older than that. She's gritting her teeth on that one.
Sure am.
Again, thank you for tuning in. This is, I'm going to say this as either. This is Raising an Archer with Carrie Gehring and Scott Booth. We're here at Texas Archery, 26,000 square feet of archery space.
I love coming up here.
Archery Mecca.
I love coming up here.
I love that we can offer, we have a big bow hunter. I mean, we are a bow hunter shop. That's how we make our money, and that's what we sell. We sell bow, and we've got some great techs in there that are big time bow hunters. Love having the bow hunting piece. I love adding target archery to it. It's just another aspect. Why not? And I think that if you want people to be able to continue to grow the sport, this is a year-long thing. And if it wasn't for Texas or Target Archery, there would be nothing going on during the summer.
Right.
It would just be quiet. And we'd all be able to catch up with our YouTube videos and Netflix,
So we say that indoor season started this weekend. I mean, it's been going on, but very slow. There's nothing really big happening. But January
is
Lancaster. February, state and nationals for TFA and FAA.
There's USA Indoor Nationals.
Indoor Nationals for USA
which is a big deal.
And then
Vegas. First week of March. Let's make sure, were my flights in March? That would be, it just hit me. I had kind of a panic moment. I'm pretty sure I got the tickets.
Wonder you might have booked it for February.
Yeah, that would be bad. That would be bad.
Vegas this year got moved a month back.
March. Okay, good. March 5th we fly out.
We were shooting beginning of February, but then this year they've moved Vegas to beginning of March.
There's some mixed feelings over that as well.
There is.
The time is an issue. The location might be an issue. I don't know.
I'm trying to be optimistic about it.
I'm actually excited about the change since we've been going. This will be our 10th year to go.
See, y'all have been a lot.
We've been to crap, my mind just went blank. South Point. We've been at South Point for 9 years. So, for me, I'm looking forward to the change. I love the South Point location because it's off the strip.
Yes.
That's a good thing. Trust me, that's a good thing.
It is.
Being on the strip, it'll be, jury's out.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for a change, but we'll see.
We'll find out. I don't like change very much, so I'm like, I just want to go back to South Point.
I'm kind of learning that from you.
Yeah, I don't
you don't like change. You're kind of a rule follower.
I am a rule follower.
You probably told the hotel there was 3 of you.
I did.
No one does that. No one. I put one room, need new 2 beds. Because I don't know what bed I want to sleep in tonight.
I like predictability, and I mean, new is fun, but it does make me nervous. It does.
Yeah.
We'll see though.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
So this is the 3rd scoring end right now. If you want to see live scores, obviously, I've said it multiple times, isonscore.com. One thing you can see in the background there, we offer this to all our kids and parents. If you want to go ahead and put a poster up of your child, I think it's a cool idea. So everybody knows who is who, and also they'll just get to take that home at the end of the season. So once indoor season's over, they get to take that home. Ooh, I see Connor's is about to fall, too.
I know, I just saw that.
I'll have to go fix that. I'm trying to not screw holes into the actual pictures, so I had little sticky things, then I taped the back of them. Some of them were already up, so I didn't retape them. His may have been one of the ones that need to be redone.
Are we still good over there?
Still good. Looking.
Still clean.
Something smells good. Smells like tacos.
We dropped 1X. Josh Carter's clean. Derek Begnode, clean.
Did I already pass your son?
Yeah, he's a 50 with 9 X's. So we've dropped.
Oh, there he is.
Starting off better.
I just looked right
Alright.
past Josiah there. Oh, Josiah with 2 H's. I need to fix that. I just noticed the typo. Ethan Chan, one of the top recurve shooters in the nation right there. That kid is a shooter. Great personality, good kid. Good family.
Yep.
Steven
I was excited to see
and
them come today.
Ava or Avery are some of my favorite people. Elise is one of Ellie's, my daughter's good friends, that shoots Olympic recurve as well. So they all.
I thought I saw Ellie down here too. Is she shooting?
My Ellie?
Yes.
Yeah. She's shooting. She's shooting right next to her sister
Oh, okay.
She just didn't wear her Texas Archery jersey. I asked her, why does she not wear the white one? She got makeup on it. I'm like,
Oh.
when did you get makeup on it? She's like, it's been a while. I just keep forgetting to wash it.
Ooh, food does smell good.
That's from the taco place next door.
Okay.
I know that. Daniel, another one of the top recurve archers in the nation. I mean, Houston has some of the top, and I'm not just saying this. These kids do compete at the national level and do very well. Daniel, Ethan, I think Matthew Parmenter will be here tomorrow.
Oh, good. He won Vegas. Won Vegas or reserve?
I don't remember on Vegas. He probably has won. Like he is has national title. All right, trying to get something. Oh, I pulled that out for you. I don't know if you have one. Well, for
I don't
Connor.
think I do. We have a big one.
Yeah,
he won
I
it one day
ordered
at practice.
I ordered small ones because I
like
like
that.
I
That's
like the
cute.
smaller ones.
Thank you.
I don't know what I did. Oh, here they are. I need to give some of these out. Here you go. Hand that to Lily. There's Connor.
Yeah, I just take some
5
pictures.
X's.
Is it?
It's not even close.
I'm telling you, that bow shoots good.
shoots better than him.
Gosh, I'm about to change my whole wardrobe. Or he
You may have to cancel that bow. No, I'm teasing.
No. It might be for sale, though. We'll see.
If it hasn't shipped.
It hasn't.
If it hasn't shipped, you can always cancel.
I don't want to do that. No, we'll get it here and play with it and see, because there are some similarities. They did make a big change between the Stratus and the Concept X.
He'll like that. So the thing, and I'm wondering if Connor will be the same way. Like Ryan never could get used to the TRX, the feel of it. He loved the Hoyt. So JB Weld was like his buddy. He JB Weld the dog out of that bow. There was JB Weld on the handle. There's like he JB Weld the side so he could get the same feel of a enclosed riser.
That's what Connor did say. Like his two, if he could nitpick at it right now, is the grip is really boxy and square, so the edges are rough. And
Ryan took the grip off right away.
The riser's not a shoot-through riser.
Yeah.
And so when Connor lets down, he's shooting a blade too, which on his Stratus, he doesn't have a blade. It's something else. But he's shooting a blade on this Matthews, and he's not – the letdown, he's dropped arrows, and he's so nervous about it actually shooting past the shoot line, the dropped arrow line. He's real nervous about that. But overall, I mean, he likes the bow, so we'll see.
So the shoot-through riser, you would think, like, okay, you're talking about it falling out.
Right, because the other side, if he does let down and it's a harsh letdown,
it won't.
The arrow's
not going to flop out.
No, if it falls, it's just going to fall sideways, and the bow's going to catch it for you. But on this Matthews,
So for Ryan, it wasn't the same feel. So when he put his hand on the grip, that shoot-through riser, like because it holds your hand different, because his hand could run up higher on the actual. So his grip and his fingers are so long, he just kind of put it at the top, like he's already on the shoot-through part.
Right.
When he went with the Matthews, he put his hand up there, and his fingers are just dangling, like they're just right there to be shot, and it didn't feel like he had anything there. So he took JB Weld. This was on his old TRX. He took JB Weld. It'll work. So he took that JB Weld and built it up real high so that his fingers had the same feel. He did that with the TRX. He did not with this one. He didn't feel like he needed to, even though he's been shooting a shoot-through riser for the last year or two as well. This new title is, the title 40 is what he's shooting, and he says it's the easiest bow he's ever tuned, hands down.
This didn't take Connor long. I mean, I say it didn't take him long. He shot it all day yesterday.
Yeah.
To get it where he was comfortable with bringing it today.
David Allen, wearing his...
I know. I just saw that. I looked down there, and I was like, what does he have on? He changed clothes.
It's an interesting...
And it must be the NFAA.
It must be their new jersey for the judges. Because they usually wear the stripe, the black and white stripe. Now it has a red on top.
That's interesting.
All right, looking at the scores. Man, my wife has had a miss on every end, which is not normal for her. So we'll have to wonder what's going on there.
Are you sure it's not the arrow?
She got an X or a 5, so she's good.
Do you think it's the same arrow?
I don't know. No, she has. She's shooting 1s and 2s as well.
Okay.
So there's my wife, and there's one of my older daughters, Molly, behind her, and then Ellie is right behind Molly as well. Yeah, there's always a newlywed stage when it comes to bows, They'll have to get with their coach. So they're both coached by Coco Ma. which is one of our coaches here. Yeah, we have some coaches here that take care of our bare bow and we have some recurve. We also do compound coaching, of course.
I was watching. I
There's
wonder
Josiah.
if she's shooting your wife. I wonder if she's shooting like one arrow was both eyes open, and then the next was. I could be just have caught it. No, she's closing her eye.
Yeah, she used to try to shoot with both eyes, but that was really causing her to mess up. I think she's kind of like Ryan. Like Ryan shoots with both eyes open, but ever so often it'll switch on him. And he doesn't see it coming when he was younger. So we just put a blinder on him,
When I
on
was
his hat.
shooting- I'm left eye dominant, and I was shooting bare bow left-handed, but I've got a messed up shoulder, so I was like, I'm gonna shoot right-handed just to see. And I shoot right-handed okay, but it takes a lot of mental to switch my eyes.
Yeah, the eyes gotta.
Yeah. It takes too much mental strength to switch my eyes.
Maybe put a piece of tape on your.
That could be a trick to. Some of my kids, you'll see, I'll have them put a piece of tape over their glasses or a pirate patch, an eye patch to cover your dominant eye.
Sorry about that. Also, we're doing live coverage, trying to get you guys all this, being able to see what's going on, and also we're trying to handle, our kids and make sure that they have what they need. And it's not even just our kids; it's athletes that are part of our team and things like that shooting. So we get pulled away sometimes to try to help, and that's okay. But we are on. This is our fourth in, so at the sixth, at the break, what happens is if they were shooting bottom, they're going to move their targets to the top, and if they're shooting the top, they'll move to the bottom, and that means that if you were shooting first, now you're shooting second, and same for the other. So if you were shooting second, now you're shooting first, and that makes it a little bit of a challenge when you do that move, because if you were shooting first and you're thinking you're bottom, and you come up and you're shooting, let's say you went from first to second, and you'll just step up and shoot into the wrong target. So that's it's always a challenge. We try to make sure everybody remembers shoot the right target, and because it happens even to the best of us.
Oh, it does, for sure.
Elise Chan, Olympic recurve. Like I said,
And Steve.
great family. Yep. Steve Holbert trying to get his 300. He wants to earn his buckle. And he is a 300 shooter.
Connor shot with him a few weeks ago. I had a SYWAT in, I think, X10.
He's a good dude.
Connor enjoys it.
He shoots a lot of shoots. He's clean right now, which is good. I want to see him get that buckle. He has 4 X's right now.
Nice. Mr. Z says, hello all, have fun shooting. That was a little while ago on our...
Joe Z, we miss you.
I know. I hope you're enjoying vacation.
Steve just shot a dead X.
Nice.
Again, we thank everybody for joining. This will be our last broadcast of the weekend, so enjoy it. We have Carrie here just for a couple times, and so we wanted to get this live broadcast going again. Hopefully next weekend we'll be able to broadcast live on Saturday, depending on the weather and how awful it is. It's supposed to be pretty bad. I know we're going to be in Illinois next week, Indianapolis next week. And it is, Amy was looking at it as we were driving, and she says the high for the weekend is 31.
But that's
And-
what they're saying for us too. There are several days where the highs are just barely freezing or just out of freezing.
Yeah.
No, this is Texas.
This is Texas, right? Like, it's not supposed to get that cold. That reminds me, I got to empty the water out of my sprinkler system. You know how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mother Nature.
it will screw up our
Your pipes, it'll bust
pipes
those.
and everything, which it did last year. I've already paid for it. I don't want to do it again. That was annoying.
I mean, I hope it's not going to be as bad as they might predict, but we always again, the worrier, always like to be prepared.
You like to be the worrier?
No, I like to be prepared in case of.
I can't remember the app that controls my
The sprinkler
my
system.
sprinkler system.
Thank you.
Got me thinking. Yeah, thank you.
I asked him to go get me water because I realized I just had 3 Cokes today.
I could have gotten you one.
No,
Hopefully he didn't pay for those.
No, we had some in the ice chest.
Oh,
in the
okay.
truck. I realized my heart was racing a little bit, and I was like, man, what is going on? Oh, you had 3 Cokes today. I forgot about the one I had this morning on the way up here. It's all right. New year, new me starts Monday.
I bought an espresso maker.
Mm-hmm.
It is awesome. There we go. Just turned my sprinkler system off, so that reminds me to go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and put a note in right now while we're talking about it here. Empty sprinkler. There we go. Yeah, so I bought an espresso maker this week. Or, no, sorry. I didn't buy it. I got it for Christmas.
Santa Claus brought it to you?
Yep. And I love it. But my latte art is a lot to be desired. If anybody has any advice, I was talking to Colton Converse. He works at a coffee shop. He was giving me some advice. One big piece that I was missing, which I'm gonna have to test, or I'm gonna have to buy a new frother cup, because he says it's all in the spout has to be fine. So when you normally do it, you heat it up, you move it to a different one, which I've seen people do. I was like, what's
But you
that?
don't
have
want
to
to wash
do
all
anything?
those dishes.
But what it does is it makes the spout smaller, so then you can do your latte art. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, so I'm going to have to definitely try that. But I've been drinking a lot of espresso makers. That's where I was going with that. A lot of espressos, shots. Double shot with a little bit of milk. So good. Not to brag, but mine actually even has you put the bean in the top, and it actually, you hit a
grind it.
button and it automatically grinds the exact amount that you need. So when you press your portafilter, it puts 22 pounds of pressure on it, and if it's not enough, you hit a button and it spits out just enough to go ahead and get it where it's perfect, and it
That's
tells
pretty
you
cool.
it's done. And then on the frother, it tells me once it gets to 165 degrees, I'm done frothing. So, I mean, I'm kind of cheating,
That's
to be honest.
fancy.
But
yeah, that sounds really fancy.
it's so good. So good. I ended up drinking just a shot the other day just to see how smooth it is, and it's smooth. Let me tell you how I didn't realize. I know we're talking about coffee. Somebody's going to complain. They're like, hey, you're not talking about Archery. This will be the last statement. But did you know that when you're doing an espresso shot, there's like 90 pounds of pressure that it pushes on the grounds.
I did not know
so
that.
that you can get a nice, good froth on top of I'm calling it a froth. Somebody's going to correct me. But it's like this. It's the dark coffee with this light brown froth on top. It's like, oh, it's so good. So good. I don't care what it's called, but it's good. All right, back to action.
Back to archery. What end are we on?
We have several Victoria
Yep,
archers
there's
here.
Zach right there. He's from Victoria. Or the Victoria area, I guess.
Yep.
He's got the new Matthews.
He's a good shooter.
He is.
They're all good shooters.
I like the color of that new Matthews.
Have you seen the red? Did you see Ryan's red? Mm-mm. You got to go look at this thing. It is sick.
Really?
It is.
Okay.
I mean, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, it is sick how cool of a paint job
That
they
red
put
is.
on that red. And I know somebody like, well, is it red? You know, what's red? No, it is sick. It has like a race car finish to it. I mean, it is.
Oh,
It
sweet.
is. It is sweet. When I first saw that thing, I'm like, okay, that thing is awesome. And I
Connor
took a
ordered his
picture of it.
concept in green. I think it's called Twisted Green or something like that.
Twisted green.
It's not as lime greeny yellow as that Matthews he shoot, or fluorescent. It's not as
Yeah.
fluorescent as the.
I've seen it.
Matthews
It's
he's
not
shooting.
bad. It's not bad.
He
We had somebody's that just showed up in that same color.
Well, I got excited because a couple weeks ago, Hoyt had posted a picture of a bunch of green risers, and I thought, yes, they're painting them. They're painting the green.
Could that be?
They're painting the green, in the paint booth because they try to get as many colors painted at one time as they, of the same color at one time as they can. And so I thought, okay, we're painting green, so that's a good thing. But then when I called, they hadn't worked on the left-handed ones yet. So
There's Derek Begno. He's a pro shooter for Matthews. He actually, I'm not going to try to tell a story, but he was actually going to not step away from archery, but step away from his contract. I say he did his contract, but when they were to renew it, he wasn't going to renew the contract for this year. Partly because he has a young kid, wife just had another baby. He's just like, it's getting harder to shoot with these young kids. I'm like, I know, but he is a 3D shooter. He's a very
he's
good
Mr.
3D shooter.
60X, right? Doesn't he have the title here as Mr. 60X?
Mr. 60. He has shot 60X here. Yes. So we've had there's just a few that have shot 60X here. So
Jason from Victoria.
Ryan has shot a 60X here. Derek has shot a 60X.
Case shot one last night.
Case shot one last night. Logan Hamilton out of Texas A&M shot one.
Okay.
And Connor Sears.
Good.
And that's your list of 60X. It's not a big list, but that's a pretty solid list of archers.
Right.
And I put that it's even a little more pressure because it's one thing to shoot a 60X, but you get a 60X buckle too, and I give that to you if you shoot
the 60X.
If you shoot the 60X. So I think it's such a big accomplishment.
It is a big accomplishment.
To be able to do that. I mean, that's not, and it's one thing to do it in practice. It's another to come in here and do it and have kind of that on the line.
Right. Jason's target, all fives. 4 X's. Did JC? No, he didn't come. He's from Victoria also. I was wondering.
JC,
Hoffman?
he couldn't make it. He said he wants to buy a buckle, though. He shot one last.
Oh, okay.
But he said he was pretty sure he couldn't make this one.
There's a look at our 10-yard archers. A Genesis and then a recurve.
I'm looking, Derek. No, wrong Derek.
Oh, we're still clean with only one drop.
1X drop. Yeah, he's shooting good. 1X drop there.
Zach and Jason are both clean. That's awesome. And Colton.
Yep. Derek is clean on X's
Derek
so far.
is clean.
He's clean.
What end were we on?
This is the fifth. Yes, fifth
Okay.
end. Fifth end.
Got cold up here.
Oh.
When I left town, when I say left town, when I left Victoria, it was close to 70 this morning. And we stopped at Projects, which is about an hour on 59 North.
You came way up here north in Houston.
And it was cool in Project. So I looked at my husband. I was like, it feels like it's getting colder. And by the time we got to Houston, it was 55.
Kaylee, she when she came in town, she bought that Bowtech in November.
Oh, wow. I hadn't seen her shoot here before.
She shot here in November, shooting her little hunting bow. And I say little, like
Got her an
it's
upgrade.
a big difference when they went to this Bowtech
Oh, yeah, for sure.
reckoning. There's Colton Converse. Good family, I mean, it really is. They are really a good family. We've known them for so long.
We like hanging out with them. when we
Good
see them.
people.
What do the lines look like tomorrow? Are they full or close to
No,
full?
they're pretty open.
Okay.
I say they're pretty open. I mean, there's a lot of people, but there are open spots.
Okay.
So if you're looking for a spot, you can show up. You're probably going to get in. Even this line was full, but you can see that there's a couple. 1, 2, 3. There's four spots open. That was no shows that didn't show. So
About 10%.
yep. I'm still just floored. Last night, everyone that signed up showed up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's the first ever. That's the first ever. We never have that happen. That just never happens. I was just noticing target 2 or bale 2 down there. The lines aren't quite right. I got to fix that may fix that for tomorrow. They're supposed to be shifted over to the left some. I don't know why. There's just so much space on the left side. They had to probably Joe had practice. They probably did. They moved it because they don't move the 3D targets, so they move everything over. So I bet you they moved that over.
What do you mean, like the whole bale? Because the whole bale
The
is
tape.
split right there.
So the tape, how we have the tape up.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll see it looks a little weird. The reason why we did that was these bales are only 42 inches. So they need to be, 48,
48 is
would give you
better.
bare minimum. And I don't care for that. So I ended up doing 2.5 feet per spot for every archer and then just basically expanded and just make sure when you put your target up, don't put it on a seam,
Right.
you know?
I did see somebody's was close to one.
It's always inevitable somebody will do it.
But maybe they moved it. I thought I noticed
I'm looking
it.
right now. Nope, everybody's
Okay.
good. But we are raising an archer. We want to do more this year. The last, for 2.5 years, we put out a podcast every 2 weeks, giving you all the information you needed for every upcoming tournament that was happening. Life has gotten in the way in 2024. And so we all kind of took a break. We were pretty intense. We had all kinds of stuff going on. Carrie has been able to step up and help us as well. So I've got some plans to kind of ramp things back up because we did do it for 2.5 years straight and didn't miss a weekend did not meet any of our times. So we were the 1st and 15th of every month and had a pretty good little following, but now we need to regroup and re-look at what we're doing.
They called a judge on
Ellie.
Ellie's target.
Oh, she called a judge on him.
On him, yeah.
That's another one of my daughters. I have 3 daughters, 3 grandkids, 1 son. I know I just did that all out of order. We keep mentioning Ryan. Ryan, everybody had thought Ryan was my oldest. Ryan is my 3rd. He just towers over his sisters.
Yep.
My oldest daughter is about 5'4". She's the smallest of all of them. And she's always like, this sucks that I'm the oldest and the shortest
The
of everybody.
shortest. I'm the oldest and the shortest.
Are you?
I'm the only girl,
No.
but I'm still the oldest and the shortest.
My second daughter is about 5'10". Ellie is about 5'6", maybe a little taller than that, maybe about 5'7". She doesn't want to grow anymore. She likes that height. Ryan is at 6'6". He's huge. Speaking of a big kid, that Josiah down there, that's a big kid. He's 6'5". And I think he's 15.
I was going to say, I think he's young, yeah.
Yeah, he's young.
How's Adam doing? This is his second SYWAT of today.
Let me see. I'm looking. Hopefully Adam needs a 300 is what he needs. I'm looking. Connor's looking good. He's only dropped two X's
2.
so far.
He must have dropped one in that end. Right?
He did.
That's okay, though. That's way better than...
The first one.
Yep.
Derek's still clean. Steve.
Adam's clean. Good.
Clean. We had 5 X's on that one. Where it gets a lot of these kids is when they move, because it's not even that hard to move from top to bottom to top. It's a mental piece of it. Like, I got to get this one out of the way. And once they get past that first one, Ryan's typically, if he's going to miss one, it's usually going to be in the first or second end. And then usually he's good. He doesn't usually have an issue at the halfway mark. But he's got to get through that first bit.
The first one, yep. When Connor was younger, he'd go up to shoot, and I'm like, bottom. Don't forget you're on the bottom.
Right. And we when I'm down there, I always call it out to everybody. Make sure. I think Molly with bare bow down there. No, that's my daughter right there, Ellie. Shooting Olympic recurve. Things are starting to come together for her. She's had some. We've made so many changes, and getting that release. So you see how that release was a follow through. Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, she's been working on that for 6 or 7 months.
Oh wow!
It's just so hard to get that release to happen. I'm going to try to explain this, but there's a way to do it where it's kind of superficial, kind of like compound, where somebody, like, they break and their hand flies backwards,
right.
And you're like, okay, I saw you punch it, and all of a sudden your hand goes
right.
flying back. I know that was
right.
kind of a superficial
right.
follow through. Recurve can do the same thing. You can kind of go and try to get it back. If you are doing it right, if you put your fingers on that string and you curl them just a little bit and you come in tight and you use back tension, your hand naturally
slips. Like the string comes out naturally.
It comes out naturally and your hand falls back like it's supposed to. Instead
right.
of this explosion of a hand going, wah,
right.
I know you guys can't see it, but kind of like you're there and your hand just explodes out to release it. There's a way that if you do everything right, it just naturally releases like it's supposed to. Easier said than done.
For sure.
For sure. Ellie went from literally releasing, and her hand coming away from her face, like the palms away from, like, poof.
Oh, wow.
It was so bad. He's concentrating. Josh, they call him Canada, if you ever hear anybody mention Canada. Ooh, good shot. You always like to see those compounders where the holes just start to happen,
mm-hmm.
In the center.
There's Jason.
He's in there.
That's all right. That's good. He's looking
all
good.
All good in the hood. Just looking down there at my wife, and she may shoot again this evening. We're here. Why not? I love that my family's really starting to get into archery. I know that...
That's what I told Ben on our break a little while ago between the first and second line. Man, I had fun shooting the other day with the kids, and I really want to shoot. And he's like, well, just strip off Connor's recurve and shoot his. I'm like, well, I probably will.
I'm sorry. I know this is a PG show, but you're like, yeah, just go ahead and strip off the bow. I'm like, ho, ho, ho.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
anyway, but then I got to thinking, we start archery practice Monday, and I've been off for about 2.5 weeks of coaching, 3 weeks of coaching. So I feel like, I was able to catch my breath and go in, I was having fun
Yeah.
with archery. But then when I get into the thick of coaching, my enthusiasm goes away for shooting for myself because all my energy's put in to the kids in the program. So
Yeah, I tell.
we'll see.
I tell
I
a lot
want
of
to
the.
shoot. Like I said, normally I'm a compounder, but playing with that bare bow was fun. So I kind of want to learn some more.
The problem, what I've learned over the years is that, like, if you want to be involved, you have to choose. I told Joe Z this. Joe tried to coach. He tried to shoot. He tried to support his kids. When he would shoot, his mind was on his kids, not on shooting.
Right.
So it was very frustrating for him. So you have to make a decision. Am I going to shoot with my kid or be right there with my kid, or am I going to be a coach? One thing I've learned with archery is if you want to be a coach, you coach everyone at that point.
Yes.
And so you're not just showing up for your own kid. You got other parents coming, you got other kids coming.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to just.
And I love that part of it too. Like
The social part of
yes,
it.
and
Awesome.
yes, they, my parents come to me, and when I say my parents, it's my archers' parents. They come to me and, when are we shooting? Where are we shooting? What tournament's next? Or how do I sign my kid up for this, that, and I enjoy that part of it because I know it took me a long time to figure out the ropes of archery because each sanctioning body they all have their own rules. They all have their own verbiage,
Ain't that the truth?
And so it took me a while to learn it all. And I like being a resource for those parents. That way the sport of archery can grow. I won't be a gatekeeper. I will tell all the secrets that I know to help everybody's kids succeed. So I put a lot of energy into that and scheduling and that kind of stuff that it is hard to juggle. Even if I wanted to shoot, where do you know what I mean? It's
Like
just hard.
Yeah, I mean, like if you were shooting down there right now, this is probably a good example. So you're shooting down there. Your mind's not on shooting. Your mind's
No.
on your son
Yeah.
and how is he doing.
Right.
And so when I was shooting, I used to shoot a lot too with Ryan. I found myself more concerned about him. I could care less about my
Right.
score. That wasn't healthy because now on every end I'm looking and I'm trying to find out, and
Right.
then I go shoot, and then it's just like it was very distracting. It was easier for me to start a podcast and a live scoring
Live
app
scoring.
and
Than to
a
go
live
shoot.
broadcast, then go shoot.
Right.
To be honest, we've got the best seats in the house.
We do. I posted that on Facebook a little while ago.
I don't think
this
people-
This is my view, and it's probably the best seat in the house.
Yeah. And we could
'Cause it
add
is
more
good.
cameras. I have 2 more cameras that we could have added to this, just didn't. No, don't tell
No,
people.
Jacqueline's
like, don't tell
No more
people.
cameras.
No more cameras or no more people up here.
Jacqueline says
We
no more
got
cameras.
4 more. We do 4 more cameras. She's eyeballing me. But the thing is we do have the best seat in the house because
We do.
we can see all the cameras at one time.
Yes.
And so not only are we seeing what's live, but we're seeing all the other cameras too.
Yep. I think I heard David Allen. This was halfway point. So the archers will score, flip their targets from top to bottom, bottom to top, take a 10-minute and 50-second break, or 9-minute and 50-second break. Right? Is that David Allen doesn't really like the breaks, so
Yeah, we're going to take a 9-minute and 50-second break. Just making that up. 10-minute. We're going to do a 10-minute break.
10-minute break, and then the archers will finish up.
And as Carrie said, even though Carrie said it, we're not going to be stripping. None of that.
Oh my gosh, I didn't mean that.
It's a
I did not-
kid-friendly show. I'm going to have a little conversation with Carrie
I did
whenever
not
we're done.
mean that. Everybody knew what I was talking about.
I really do appreciate you coming, Carrie.
I know.
I got to pick on you a little bit. Just checking scores here. Yep, all the scores are coming in. One thing about Ison score is it's fast, and I love it. It took us a year of working. Performance was important to me because there's nothing more frustrating than an app that's ends behind.
Right.
And The other thing that's super frustrating is if you have certain archers that are not updating correctly.
Yep.
And we just don't seem to have those issues. One thing that all of a sudden we're having issues is people registering and it's not showing up in the system. So that's going to have to be fixed. Let's see where we are. Ethan Chan is clean with a 150.
And he shoots a
Olympic
young
recurve.
adult
Recurve.
Amazing.
So-
and he's only dropped 3.
No, the 20, it would be 30. So
Okay.
he's dropped a bunch
12
of X's, but that
12
doesn't really
X's.
matter.
That's okay. He's clean.
The thing that's key is if Ethan shoots a 300, I will give him a buckle. Recurves only have to shoot it one time.
300. Yep. That's amazing.
We appreciate Rod Shackelford down there. We have David Allen that's down there that's helping. It does take a small village to put these things together. I don't think people realize it's not like you can just throw this thing out there and it happens. There's some work that has to be done, and there's some people that have to kind of manage the time and manage the archers and all of that. All I know is we need to get out of here fast enough tonight so I can get to Brewster's and get some ice cream.
Oh,
Because last night we missed it by like 4 minutes.
what is Brewster's?
Brewster's ice cream, the best ice cream in the world.
Really?
It's so good. So good. You want to go to Brewster's? You like Brewster's? You've never been? Oh.
I'll tell you what, and this is not a commercial for either one of these companies, but one of my brothers, he lives in San Antonio. His girlfriend lives here in Houston, and they have brought an 85-degree C cake to like Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Is it good?
Oh man,
Pretty solid.
so good. And I don't like sweets. It's an Asian bakery. 85-degree C is, and it's not sweet. You think cake. It doesn't have a sugary flavor to it. The one that I like is like a double chocolate mousse something or other, and
So good.
it's chocolate. It's not sugar. It's the cake itself. I mean,
Amy would
it's
like
just
that.
chocolate. It's so good.
I told
So
the
good.
place.
So I'm
I told-
hoping maybe we can swing by on the way out of town.
There you go. So Brewster's
me an 85
Brewster's
cake.
has some good ice. It's homemade ice cream. They are around. There's one by our house. It is the New York cheesecake is my favorite. It's so good. All right, 5 after 3. So that means in 10 minutes, 3:05, we'll be back. So we're going to take a little break. Hopefully this thing doesn't die like it did before.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, we'll catch you
We'll watch
guys here just in a little bit.
When the lights are out and you stumble in the dark, you kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels slow motion, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me.
Drown yourself in the neon. You came to this place to hide away in the dark. You tell yourself you need to move on, but one night in the shadows can't ease your broken heart. They turn the volume up, you shut your mind. Wanna escape your thoughts for a little while, but when you close your eyes, I'm by your side. I'm by your side, right? You'll find me there dancing in the crowd. You tell yourself that it's over, but you see my face on all the strangers though. So are you sure that it's over? When you close your eyes, I'm by your side, babe. When you close your eyes, I'm on your mind, babe. You'll find me there dancing in the crowd. You tell yourself that it's over. Drown yourself in the smoke, babe. You came to this place to hide away for a while, but we both know that when it
Round one. DJ Debs versus the obstacles of life. Fight!
stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember.
To hide away in the dark. You tell yourself you need to move on, but one night in the shadows can ease your broken heart. They turn the volume up, you shut your mind. Wanna escape your thoughts for a little while, but when you close your eyes, I'm by your side, I'm by your side, right? You'll find me there dancing in the crowd. Tell yourself that it's over, but you see my face on all the strangers though, so are you sure that it's over? When you close your eyes, I'm by your side, babe. When you close your eyes, I'm on your mind, babe. You'll find me there dancing in the crowd. You tell yourself that it's over. Drown yourself in the smoke, babe. You came to this place to hide away for a while, but we both know that when it
I'm shocked right now that Carrie is still not here. She's late every time she shows up. Doesn't matter. I get a text. Hey, running late.
Don't be shocked that I'm late.
Carrie, I'm sorry. You're right here with us.
Don't be shocked that I'm late.
Are you naturally just late to everything?
Everything.
Is it? Okay.
Everything. I got to work the other day before 9 o'clock, and my boss was like,
Is there something wrong?
yeah, pretty much. He was like, how'd you get here so early?
So I'm the one that's, even though everybody that knows me, I'm not. Time doesn't mean much to me most of the time, but when I have something to get to, I'm there on time early.
No, Connor gets real frustrated because if it was up to him, we'd be on time.
Well, let me take that back.
We'd be early.
If I'm
it
at
was up to him.
home and I'm going somewhere, I'll be there on time. If I'm somewhere where there's people, it's hopefully I make it because I lose track of time. And if you ask my kids, they're just like, yeah, I'm so frustrating because like if I'm here at the shop trying to get out of here, it's hard to get out because everybody wants to talk.
We would have been here on time because I thought we were shooting at 9:30 this morning. So we would have been here on time had we been shooting at 9:30.
But we weren't.
No. We were shooting at 9.
All right, so everybody, so this is where it gets dicey sometimes, where people will shoot top when they're meeting to shoot bottom, because that's where they were, because they swapped targets. There's Steve, trying to get his 300. So when this thing ends, we're going to close the live coverage pretty quick, because I want to get down there and get everybody's buckles handed out, and that way we can, get people out of here before the 6 o'clock line. There's your boy.
Yep. He. We looked at his target a minute ago. He said one of them, one of his not X's, so just one of his 5s was a dip bang. And he said, I should have let down, but I was nervous because Zach, his friend who's shooting also from Victoria, Zach did have a miss because he let down and the arrow came off his bow, and it went past the drop arrow line. So Connor's nervous about that because he didn't have that shoot through.
So Zach might be shooting again.
I don't know if they're going to stay tonight or stay for the evening line yet or not.
See, that'd be an expensive little stay for him, because he'll shoot. We'll get done about 8. I guess it gets him home before midnight. I've done that.
We're 3 hours away. Well, he's a little further than, I don't know. He's probably about the same.
We've gone to. She's talking to herself. That's hilarious.
But it's all right. I mean, Zach knows what he can do, and I mean, it wasn't that he made a bad shot. He let down in the arrow.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. Like, if you look at the ceiling, Ryan shot a 59X in November, 59X 295, because he was pulling back. His release literally came apart. There was the screws that hold the heads together.
Right.
It came loose. It popped open, and the arrow just went. It lofted up to it didn't even go off. Like, he didn't get full draw. It popped and it hit the ceiling. Looking down there to make sure that my wife. I walked up. I'm just like, you're shooting like crap.
You're so mean.
She's like, I know I am.
She's probably being hard on herself too.
Yeah.
See, I think too with like compound, I feel like I have high expectations for myself, even though I shouldn't. I hadn't shot in a long time. But when I was shooting that barebow the other day, it was just fun.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm just gonna fling this, and if it hits the target, that's great.
This is for us, like, to do barebow, it's just, for her, it's just a good release. It's something that's different than the norm.
Right.
She walks every morning. She has a friend that she walks with, and, she does her, I think I've told you this, like, she's working on her 3rd master's degree.
Yeah, that's
so she
amazing.
she just loves to learn. And so she's just always taking a class every semester. And not me. That's a hard pass. Much better end for her this time so far. But she likes to throw a big miss there at the end.
Keep you on your toes.
Yep. I changed my logo. Maybe I need to update our shirts now to have the new logo. Yes. Oh, she missed. You see her double pump, like she flinched or something. I don't know what that was, but
I wasn't paying attention, but
yeah,
the
like
next
she
end,
has-
I'm going to pay attention so I can
This
help.
is what gets her, is she has really good shots, and then
But I'm
has someone
curious
miss.
if it's the same arrow.
She's looking right now to see. She's like, dang it. So what's so funny is that she she shoots barebow, and so we grow up. Ryan's always like, it broke in the middle, and it didn't hit the middle. It's broke in the middle. So she'll come back like, it broke in the middle.
Well, my other thing is when Connor was younger, he'd be like, Mom, it's the same arrow every time. Was it? I don't know if it was or not. But I'm like, pull the arrow. And so he'd pull the arrow, and then he'd shoot, he'd shoot a 10 or a 9 the next with a different arrow. So now, again, if you believe, it's the placebo effect. if you believe that arrow was bad, then that arrow's bad.
So it's funny when there's like in a tournament, there's 5 arrows that are bad.
Well, it could be,
Right.
or that I've always said I'm going to make me a T-shirt that says it's not the bow,
Not the bow.
just to wear to practice. Because there's a lot of times where the kids are like, but Miss Carrie, and I'm like, no, honey, it's you. It's not the bow.
Yeah. I will say that sometimes it is the bow. Sometimes it is
Sometimes.
arrow. So you do have to be aware of that. We used to have these numbers that, and I don't
But
know
if
what
it's
happened.
not like if it's an arrow, it's not the bow.
It's
though.
not the
That's
bow. We do spend a lot of time with our archers tuning bows. So if you were putting a bow together and going and shooting, you're probably missing out on a few points because you didn't
For sure.
put the time in on on getting the bow to shoot like it needs to. Having a bow shoot a bullet hole is not the end all basis for saying this is a good tuned bow. It's a good starting point just to kind of make sure that everything looks level. But going out there and doing some bare shaft tuning, again, we talked about this. There are kids, kids that just aren't at the level to do bare shaft tuning.
Derek is shaking his head. I
But
wonder.
you can do what you can do with kids is group tuning with your
Yeah.
arrows, and group tuning would be shooting all your arrows, shoot at somewhat of a distance, and then put a piece of paper up with a line. Just aim at the line. I don't care left and right. So you're going up and down. Then
Right.
you measure that, and then you do it again. And what you do is you take the rest and you move it up just a little bit, and you do it, and then you move it down a little bit and do it. And what that does is that just shaves off inches on the air on how forgiving the bow
Right.
is to really group that thing down with your group tuning. So that's one option that you can do that we've seen a lot of success with is the group tuning. One thing Paige Pierce does is she does the torque tuning where she's pulling the rest in and out. Again, I
Right.
think that is more of a higher end archer. That's something you can't just throw your 13-year-old that hasn't, or 12-year-old that hasn't been shooting very long to say, hey, we're going to go ahead and do this. It's not going to help. But once they get to a certain level, group tuning or torque tuning could help. Ryan doesn't put a lot. He does do a little of all of it. And I don't even know. It's certain times of the year, certain things become more important than others,
Right.
when he's doing it. But outdoor
Depending on
season,
what discipline you're shooting.
Outdoor, he spends a lot of time group tuning and doing some micro adjustments. And a lot of times these arrows end up with a little bit of a high left tear that just seems to be where
Right.
it needs to be. And he's been shooting a blade lately, and a left tear seems to be very forgiving for him. All right, you said Derek was shaking his head.
He was. I'm nervous.
Let's see,
for it.
Derek. Yep, he dropped on the first of the second half, and that's where it's going to happen. That's in my mind. It always seems to happen.
We took
there.
a break. We broke up the rhythm that they
Yep.
had of bottom, top, however they were shooting. If they were shooting on top, and now it's having to shoot on bottom, or vice versa. So we broke up their rhythm.
Adam Shackelford's still clean with his
Good.
175, which is good. When I say clean, no one's clean on X's now, so that's not a thing. But staying clean with scores, that's what we want to see at this point.
Zach's scores didn't come in, or he dropped some. Oh, that's right.
Man, he shot pretty good at that.
Yeah.
That M miss is what got him. It took him a
Yeah.
little while to get his groove, but
I forgot it's $295, not $299. You know what I mean?
295. Yep.
We're -5, not -1.
Ethan's still clean. We got to keep
Oh,
an eye
that's
on that
awesome.
one. Ethan is on bail 5A, so we'll have to definitely keep
And
an
Daniel
eye
Kim is only
on
one.
him.
He's He's 174. So he's almost.
What dropped one? When did he drop
dropped a
it?
4.
Dropped it. I was on N4. Like I was telling you, these kids can shoot.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna see a 300. I haven't seen a recurve 300 yet at the shop, other than a 10-yarder.
Okay.
We had a couple 10 yards that have done it. I want to see a 20-yarder.
There's a good shot of
Ethan.
Is he shooting a 5 spot?
Yes. Like I said, Ethan and Daniel are excellent shooters. Got Matthew coming in. Matthew's an excellent shooter as well. Matthew shot a 299 here a couple times. Hopefully, got music playing down
I
there.
hear it.
And
I like it.
I don't think it's coming through.
Ethan just let down to reset for his last arrow. Take a breath.
He's a funny kid, too.
He
I don't know
is.
if you've talked to him much,
Yeah.
but he's funny.
Just a little bit. But oh man, I missed him.
Trying to get a picture. He's jiving now. He's shaking his head like he's liking the music.
It's a totally different kid.
Sometimes it takes change things up just a little bit, you know. So there's Joel Bonner. So Joel, we moved him to a title this year. And the other big change for him, he went from an index to a resistance.
Oh, nice.
And, you know, he was I think he was a little leery of it at first.
Oh.
And we went ahead and once he started figuring out the resistance, it was game changing for him.
That's good.
So he doesn't have the misses that he had, you know, because of the anticipation.
Right.
If he shoots a good executed shot, like he has one there, that means those weren't good executed shots. And he's learning it, and he's putting up some really good scores
Good.
with those.
I love to see the improvement.
You know,
It takes a little bit to get used to whatever equipment change you make, but the improvement is.
the improvements there. Adam Shackelford there, Dad ended up just moving him back to a resistance. The one thing, a lot of our kids shoot a lot of resistance in our club. There's the anticipation of shooting a hinge or anticipation of an index, and if you don't shoot an index right, it's very hard to shoot. Ryan shot an index his senior year because he was struggling so much with a hinge, and he learned the Michael Braden way of hooking that finger in there and pulling through, and he was putting up high scores with those. But the resistance is when you start anticipating shots. I'm not going to use the word that people will throw out there, but if you
Right.
start anticipating shots, then you start having issues. And we put kids on the resistance and teach them to shoot the back tension correctly, and it kind of helps resolve. It's something that they'll always have to deal with.
Right.
It's not something like it just goes away and they're all good. No, it's something they'll always have to work with. One thing that Joel Turner teaches is never stop the movement. So for resistance, that's how we teach it. When you come in, you anchor, but you add that pressure, but you're constantly may slow down just a little bit on that
moving.
pressure, but you're constantly adding pressure as you come in and as it hits that point. So if your hold weight is 15 pounds and you have it set to 17 pounds or 16 and a half, when you hit that point, it goes off. I've heard people say it's not consistent. I can show you a bunch of kids that can tell you that it's consistent.
Yeah,
they
for sure.
They shoot some high-end scores with them, and if it wasn't for outdoor season, some of those kids would probably still be using the release because they just love the consistency for them.
Right.
If they anchor, add the same amount of pressure, and just continue with the pressure, it goes off every single time,
time.
like it's supposed to. There is a fine line of too heavy versus too light, so you have to kind of find that area. That's Josh's target, I'm assuming.
I think it had black veins.
Canada. Or it's Derek's.
Derek has yellow.
Oh, yeah, that's not Derek's. Looks like Derek is clean with X's. The one thing I think it's fun to see, like with my wife and my daughter, they just have so much fun shooting together.
Together, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Something. I wonder what does she have a miss down there again?
I don't know, probably.
I don't.
We got to figure it out. There's something not right with both of them. They both seem to have ups and downs, and barebow is hard.
She's got one up high again. I think Amy does.
Does she?
Maybe not, but
I don't
there's something
see
white.
Amy's. That's the horn from the Texas
Oh,
Archery.
okay.
Looks like they're good.
I'm hungry again.
Yeah, that chicken salad for us.
I only ate about half of my burger, but it's about 4 hours. So
We did a lettuce wrap with chicken salad. It's actually pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, we've got about 150 archers so far this weekend. We'll have more that we'll shoot tonight. We'll have more tomorrow. Our Sunday afternoon always seems to be empty, and then by Sunday, it's full. Everybody wanting to reshoot and trying to get a little better score. David Allen down there sporting his new
I forgot to
Judge
ask him about
jersey.
that a minute ago when I walked by him.
Does it say Judge on the back?
It does. That's fancy.
That's nice. I'm going to mute you for a second because she's messing with her earrings. Yeah. Getting hurting your ears?
Yeah, the headphones
I bet they are.
hurting my ears. So
We had a little girl Riley this morning, got her first 300. And
RB.
For me, that's what I was telling my wife. I was like, that's what really made it for me. Like we give out these buckles and these kids get these buckles, but you know, you have a kid that gets their very first 300. What a special thing.
Yep.
That, you know, for us, I would have loved to be able to get something like that for Ryan when he got his first 300 to say, hey, this is something
Right.
special. I don't think you guys realize for those kids, it's such a, you know, for them, it's a huge accomplishment.
She said she was nervous afterwards, and I asked her, I said, were you nervous? She said, yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah.
I wish I was paying attention where I could have videoed her.
I know. I wish we would have pulled it up. Like, I didn't
I
even
know.
think about it there
We
at the
didn't.
end.
We were just chatting along about whatever we were talking about, and
Probably nonsense.
probably so. And then it was over with.
Yeah. We missed it. Missed it. All right, let's see. If there's anyone down there that, you know, you guys can go to isonscore.com and check it out as well. See the live scores.
Ethan Chan, 200.
I know, Ethan. I'm
That's
getting a
so
little nervous
awesome.
now. Come on, Ethan.
No,
That
he
would
can
be
do it.
that would be awesome.
It would be.
Awesome. So Connor's still
Connor G.
clean at 200. Josh 200.
Oh, man, Jason dropped one.
Jason dropped one.
Colton's still clean.
Colton is clean.
Derek's
Derek's dropped the
clean.
1X. And this is what Ryan says. He's like, you drop 1X and I'm done. Like, I'm kind of over the shoot at that point
No.
because he doesn't really care about 59Xs.
Yeah.
59Xs doesn't do anything for him.
Yeah. Connor needs that 59 or 58, whatever he's.
But I don't know if I'll get Ryan to shoot another SYWAT. He does not like shooting SYWAT.
He told me that earlier when we were talking downstairs.
Yeah, I don't
I
think.
said, I said, you shoot today too? No, I'm done.
I'm done. I got my 300, got my buckle. That's all he wanted was his buckle.
So the barebow and recurve archers have to shoot a 300 to get a buckle also, but just one. They don't have
One.
to shoot two.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I should do that for my 4-H kids. I mean, that's hard to do on a Vegas target, but even at 9 meters, you can. It's possible.
Yeah.
But maybe I should do a award like that for them.
The stickers are not a bad idea. I looked at some different ones where you could have, like, you can just get your stickers. Like, you just say, oh, I have a 290 sticker, or a,
Yeah.
Kids like pens. They like to be able to have lanyards.
Right.
So stickers don't do any good unless you just put them on the target.
Yeah.
That's 4 5s for Ethan Chan. Ethan put a really good video together that he sent to Joe. Joe sent it to me, just explaining how he practices and how he shoots.
Oh, awesome.
Another good podcast. Go to Raising an Archer. Look up Matthew Parmenter. That is one of our most popular podcasts.
Okay.
Very good. So if you're going home tonight,
He shoots a
he's Olympic recurve.
Olympic recurve. Okay.
But it's not about the Olympic recurve. It's about how he shoots and his mental game on
okay.
what he does.
I might listen to that on the way home.
It's a really good listen. So it's not. I mean, it's of course he's a recurve shooter, but how he approaches the game and how he thinks afterwards is really cool. You will enjoy it.
Got a strong mental game.
Yeah, and he's just a good speaker too. Like, he spoke really well and
Nice.
just did a really good job. There's Joel. He's got 3 X's and a 5. That one in the middle, even though it looks like it may be in the 4, it's not. It just has to touch the white, but it looks like it's half shaft anyways. Like, he's got that resistance, so he's just basically
Pushing and
getting
pulling.
into his back and pulling. So
And
if
everything seems.
it's on the left side.
Left
So
side.
that
And he's
probably,
a right-handed archer.
yeah, so he's
coming
probably
out.
pushing way too much into his back instead of pulling. It does take some time to learn it. One thing I've learned is that kids don't know any better. So when you hand them resistance, they just like, okay, I got to figure this thing out. Us as adults, when we get frustrated, what do? We just go buy something else.
Right.
That was a good round.
Good looking target for that archer.
All right. Not as fast as this morning, but it's still moving.
I like the girls. Ellie has a sticker on her shoulder. She put a 300 sticker on her shoulder. And then I think I saw Joel and maybe Adam.
Did the
or maybe
same
it was
thing.
Joel. Yeah, I like that. That really looks good. Maybe we need a 300 jersey.
Maybe we do.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. I really think that sticker turned out really good.
It
It's the
did.
same one that we put on the buckle. Molly did not like that shot. Coach was telling them that they should be shooting. Molly and Amy shouldn't be shooting together, but
Oh, well. They're
oh
having
well.
fun.
That's what I said. I'm like, who cares? Molly got married about a year and a half ago. She graduated from Texas State. I'm sorry, not Texas. My oldest graduated from Texas State. She graduated from Sam. Ryan is getting sized for his ring.
Already? I
Yeah.
just feel like that happened so fast.
I know. So he's getting sized for his ring next week so that he can get it ordered.
And he'll get it in the fall.
But he has a there's a very serious concern. The ring ceremony is the same weekend as Arizona Cup. And so he's trying to decide if that's the only weekend, then he's actually going to hold off on getting his ring for another semester because he doesn't want to interfere with outdoor
Arizona
season.
Cup, yeah. I think they do it in batches, don't they? By like disciplinary studies or by your
I don't know.
last name, or they do the ring dunk some in ring ceremonies. Some it is organized some sort of way. I don't know if it's by last name, A through F, one weekend and
So I don't know what happened. Look at how that arrow's on her top one, how it's angled weird.
unless it hit a soft spot in the target.
Yeah. Or there's this, I think there might be a tuning issue with her arrows right now because our and I know it's up and down, so it's not going to be a big deal with
Right.
tuning, but her plunger moved when we traveled, and I forgot to lock it down. It's so frustrating when I do that. I forget to do that stuff. Recurve has so many more little things.
It does. I mean,
Compound's so much easier to deal with
I feel like that
because I
too.
just take the bow apart and then I can put it back together.
When I was shooting that bear bow the other day, I'm like, okay, I'm going to string walk down this much and then go. And then it was high or low. You know what I mean? Then you adjust, but literally you have to adjust like the width of your fingernail.
Right.
And that makes all the difference in the world, not like a half a finger. Not like there's not a, I don't know.
And depending on where you anchor and depending on, there's just so much.
Yeah. And like compound, it's like, no, you anchor here. If you need to move your sight, it's clicks up and down. 10 clicks, 12 clicks, whatever it is, you've got clicks. But on bear bow, you have to
I gotta take the bow apart,
very
make sure the
minute
string
changes.
doesn't twist. You got to put it all back together. You got to do your T-square to make sure that it was exactly where it was
Right.
before. There's just so much.
Very minute changes it does in compound too, but I felt like that bear bow, very minute changes made 6 or 8 inches difference on the target when I was shooting.
Well, if you guys are interested in getting to archery, you should come check out Texas Archery. I believe we've got the best shop in Texas and have some of the coolest bow techs and archers here.
It was really neat when I was downstairs earlier. A lady had walked in and she said, I want to do what those 2 ladies are doing in the range. And Tracy said, oh, well, they just rent a bow and some arrows and they shoot at short distance and just have fun. So he gave them a little crash course in shooting. And I'm like, oh, you can do that here? That's pretty cool, is to be able to just, you can rent a bow for the afternoon and shoot.
We always encourage people to get a coach.
Well, for sure.
And
these ladies were just having a good old time this afternoon.
Yeah. We usually do that. We'll let them rent bows, but we if we have a coach available, we're like, hey, you want to have more fun? Because then you can go ahead and teach them how to actually shoot it where they're pretty close,
right?
And then they can have little competitions and all that good stuff. All right, let's see how everyone is doing. Again, go to isonscore.com and you'll be able to see live scores. If you're struggling to see it, just click on the little hamburger at the top and scroll down, and you'll see live scores. Click on it, and then you're going to be able to see you'll see our tournament and see exactly what's going on with everybody. We've got Daniel with the 224. Ethan
is still clean.
Still clean. Let's see. Connor, 225.
Connor G is still clean.
Yep. Yeah, he's shooting way better. Way better.
Oh,
He's-
2 5s, right?
Yep.
3.
Three 5s.
Okay, that's still better than earlier.
Josh Carter is at same 225 42 X's. Colton Converse 225. Derek Begno still has only dropped 1X. Steve Holbert is still
He's
clean.
still clean too. That's good.
Adam is still clean.
Adam, yay! You might be handing out quite a few
I
bubbles,
know,
sir.
this will be nice.
That'll be fun.
I think that's Sean and his daughter down there shooting together. Shoot for the Houston Archery Center. You can see a lot of them down there with their jerseys. Ethan Chan. Well, definitely, we got to remember at the end on those last 5 arrows, if he's down
Yeah,
to
we
the
need to
end,
watch-
we
need
gotta
to
watch
his
that.
for sure.
Ever since Joad Nationals, he has just gone on fire. Just shot so well.
Don't do that.
I know. Got up early this morning. It's too early.
The alarm. Well, Ben said the alarm for 4:30. I said, "Don't get me up until 5." But I mean, we're in the same room. The alarm went off at 4:30.
Right.
But I
All right.
wouldn't get out of bed till 5. But still, that's early.
Ethan. I don't know. I'm stressed.
Nah, he's not.
He's good. Still clean.
Yeah, he's good.
Did you see Casey Koffel shot a 600
No.
on New Year's Eve on a Vegas target? That's
No
next level.
way.
That's next level.
Wow. I didn't see that.
Hmm
She was just practicing at home.
I guess so.
I mean, 'cause I don't think
Well,
it was
at
a shoot.
Lancaster
When is Rushmore?
this weekend.
Okay.
I think it's going on right now. We used to have some kids go to it, but
Crash
now,
and them used to, or Crash, and then Noah Hughes went.
yeah,
We haven't been.
we've never been either.
Yeah, this weekend.
It's one that we thought about doing. It was a good one, because everything got canceled, and it was one of the ones that opened up for COVID. One of the first ones that
Right.
opened up, and we thought about doing it, but decided not to. And just really, the timing never seems to work well for us on that one.
We've never been. I don't. That's a good ways.
Yep.
It's in Yankton, South Dakota.
It's a long drive. It's a hard, you got to fly into Sioux Falls, which we've done. We've flown into Sioux Falls. It's
And
a
then
small,
drive, right?
small little airport. And then you drive out there to Lancaster.
Alexis Ruiz is
Not Lancaster.
655. Toya Ellison is 597.44. Leanne Drake 597.36, and Paige Pierce 590.55. I guess it's as of today.
590. I'm surprised that they missed. I
I
bet it's
know.
not over. I think the scores are still updating. Does it say how many? Because I would have expected them at 600.
That's just their Saturday shoot.
Oh, they dropped.
So she must have dropped. That's a whole miss. Though for her, I bet.
Huh.
I
There's
don't
only
know.
4 in the division. It's pretty light. That's what hurts division or tournaments when you only have a few people showing up, you know?
That's after 60 arrows. Men's 656, Kyle Douglas. 656, Dane Johnson. Mike
Slosher.
656. Colton Green, 655. Chris Perkins, 654. Bodie Turner, 654. And then everybody else dropped off after that.
Yeah, my guess is that
Not too many were clean.
that Paige had a miss. I can't imagine that she missed that many.
She must have missed the whole.
No, because that's a 10, isn't it? Yeah. No,
It's a 5 spot, and each one is 10, right?
10 points, yeah. You say she was down 10 points?
Yeah.
So she must have had a miss. I don't know, just a thought.
I'll have to go back and watch her stories and see, because she's good about updating.
Oh, she'll post. She'll post if she missed. She'll definitely post. I'm looking right now to see if she has anything out there, because now I'm curious. Maybe. Looks like we're still live. That's good. Nope, she hadn't posted anything yet.
I like that she, as a pro, still she's very active with her followers and
She is.
shares all of her tips and tricks.
Yep.
She's been a pro, I think, since she was 14 or 15, something
Crazy.
like that. Yeah, that's nuts, huh?
You know, one thing I haven't looked at yet is, let's see.
If we've had any comments or watchers. I just saw Mr. Z, and then
Well, if people
I
are
think-
commenting, sorry, we're not really following them.
I think this morning Dallas Ware told us good morning, but I wasn't paying attention, so.
I like Dallas. She's cool.
So if she's watching now,
Yeah.
good afternoon, honey.
Again, hope you guys are enjoying the show. Again, there's just there's only so much you can talk about with
For real, there
SYWAT.
is.
You know, they're just shooting to.
And it's not really a head-to-head any kind of action. I mean, we were watching, like you said, Ethan. We're excited for him if he
It's
going to
get exciting. Yeah. Yeah.
The compound archers, we kind of expect y'all to be clean.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
We do.
Just saying. Just saying.
But they're, I mean, they're shooting here for first through third place to get their name on the plaque that you pick up at state in February. And then they're shooting for like cumulative scores. You can shoot as many SYWATs as you want throughout the season, and they take your top 3 scores plus the first, or actually I think it's both days now at state, to determine shooter of the year and the state match winner. So there's not really any, head-to-head match play action, but you do, if you're first, second, or third at the SYWAT, you do get that recognition on your plaque.
I was telling TFAA, I was like, you guys, wouldn't it be cool? Like, I'm not like the whole shooter of the year thing. It's a little discouraging to me because you shoot all year, you come in second place, you get nothing for that.
Yeah, I know.
And I feel like there should be something, should qualify you for something, maybe a shoot off, for shooter of the year. You know, that's something
that would be
exciting.
fun.
That would be fun, even if it was. And I know that people would complain about this, but you come in and you're going to shoot three ends of 15 total 15 arrows. Top score moves on, gets shooter
Right.
of the year. You know, I don't know that I get the part that you've put
I
the
think
time
that they're
in.
trying to they're trying to move it along. It is a long weekend up there. We had 3 shoot-offs last year that happened simultaneously.
Oh yeah, tell me about that, because there was that last year that your son was in a one arrow shoot off?
So-
four kids?
3.
3 kids.
Three
okay.
kids, 3 of the youth archers in that division were going into the second day. There was a 5-way tie, or going into the tournament that weekend, if I have it right, it was a 5-way tie. And so basically, this scores were determined by the state shoot. After the second day, there was a 3-way tie: Connor, Keegan, and Cole Ware. And they had a shoot off. It was those 3 shot, and so they shot 5 arrows. So they shot one end, scored it. Everybody was clean, and so they just left the arrows there and scored X's. And Keegan had the most X's. So then Connor and Cole had to shoot off for second and third, basically.
1 arrow, or they shoot 5 arrows again?
1 arrow.
1 arrow
One
shoot
arrow,
off. So
yeah.
the first was a 5 arrow shoot off. So if
First
they'd all
was-
shot X's, then it would have been a 1 arrow shoot off for all 3 of them.
Yes. Yes.
Very cool.
But then I think the pros had a shoot off that day. The men, and I don't remember exactly who it was, and then there was another division. They all 3 it was very quickly, because the other line, that was the 11 o'clock line, I think.
Yeah.
So the 2 o'clock line was coming in behind us as we were
Trying to
get the shoot off going. They weren't prepared for it.
I was about
but
to ask, were they prepared
no,
for it? Because they should have been. They should have saw that coming.
No, they didn't see it coming. Even until that morning, I was like, man, I wonder what their plan is. And I asked before the kids were shooting, and they're like, oh, well, we'll just see what happens when it happens. I'm like, no, it's going to happen.
Somebody's
It's
time.
Somebody is. These kids, and I, they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll just address it when it happens. And well, it happens.
So it was a 3-way tie in X's and everything. then.
Everything.
Wow.
Everything.
Pretty awesome.
It was a fun, and we were kind of nervous too, because Crash almost could have been in there, and he didn't even have his bow with him at the tournament. Like, it was back at the hotel.
Oh.
So we were nervous, and we were texting them to make sure, hey, if y'all, he wasn't there. I don't know if he had his bow with him or not, but he wasn't there. And we're like, you might need to show up because of the scores. But I'm sure they were watching too. It was really exciting, and I don't know that that's ever happened in TFAA history. I don't know. I don't keep up with it. But this group of kids,
I gotta tell you,
Keegan.
Daniel's killing it too. He's only
he
dropped
is.
1 so far.
look at him. That compound group, the young adult and the youth that's a tight little group of kids. He's got 1 more. Daniel does.
I don't know. I'm gonna be pretty nervous here at the end for Ethan. I want to see that 300 so bad. Daniel has a close one there.
That's an X. Probably half shaft, huh?
It looks like it's a half shaft. All right, that means we are down to 5 more arrows for that group.
Connor's got an arrow still. He's shooting with less than a minute on the clock.
Oh, he got plenty of time.
I know he does. He must have let down or something.
5 X's for Connor.
Good.
I wonder if he'll have like Ryan, when he's just like, this thing feels like crap, but it just won't miss.
I don't know. And when I talked to him at the break, he said I might have been converted to a Matthew shooter. I'm like, well, you got a Hoyt on the way. You better just.
You better, yeah.
We'll see. I like the music down there.
Do you? Okay,
Yeah.
good. I like music in general playing, so it kind of changes it up a little
Well,
bit.
and it breaks
you know?
up the, if the archers aren't talking, but the spectators are,
Yeah.
you can hear it as an archer. So the music kind of breaks up the spectators talking, so that maybe it doesn't break the concentration so much. Like I can't talk.
I can't talk.
Down-
I can't talk.
I can't
right now.
talk when Connor's down there shooting because
See, isn't it nicer to be
he's
up
got
here?
like the mom,
Yeah.
the mom and baby ears where he knows he can find me anywhere because I'm talking too much.
You know, everybody accuses me of when we do these that I always seem to pull in the parents that need to be pulled away from their kids.
No, I don't watch anymore. I don't even, but I talk, and I'll talk to my friends, or I'll talk to the other archers' moms, or whatever. I'll talk to those people, but then Connor can hear me talk, and so that's what he said. That's what distracts him. I don't pay. I haven't watched my kid shoot in a really every single arrow. I haven't watched him shoot in 3 years.
I don't.
I don't pay any attention.
You know, it's different with recurve because bad shots just happen sometimes at this age,
Right.
and it's okay. When Ryan got to the level where we didn't care. We didn't care. What does that say? Can you read that? We miss you, Dennis. Hey, we need a camera on. He's getting the camera down there.
Oh, on
Yeah.
Rod.
So put that camera on Rod. So Dennis Bluesick is an archer that's been around forever. Shoots bare bow, trad, and he's had some health issues. And we're just telling you, hey, bud, we do miss you, and hopefully you can get
Are
back
you
out
still
here at some
live?
point. Let's see. Show's live. Yeah, it's still live. Right there, I can see Dennis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes. It came back.
So yeah, we're missing you, Dennis.
The only
His son is Curtis, lives in Atlanta, and Curtis and I have spent a lot of time together.
Is this the last end? We were supposed to be watching Ethan Chan.
No, this is not the last
Okay.
end. So Ethan just shot 25, so we're coming into his last 5 arrows, which I'm glad it's the first 5, so we don't have to stress about it
The whole time.
the whole time.
They'll score, and we've got one end left.
They must have had a good Amy and Molly
Must not good. Well, I
knuckle,
think
knuckle
Amy's,
bumped.
all the Amy's looked good. Her up and down was a little different, or a little bit off, but other than that, everything looked like 3 or better.
That's good. Ellie had her mental management session yesterday, and
Y'all still with Penny?
yep, she said that it was really good. Kind of refocused her on what's important, what's not important,
Good.
because as archers, as I think in any type of individual sport, sometimes you need somebody to kind of regroup that's not your parent to say, hey,
For sure.
you know, what is your goal here? Like, you know,
Right.
what are you trying to accomplish? And let's see if we can get this thing back on track.
Right.
You know, so she was getting frustrated, and you know, I was like, how'd it go today? She's like, it went okay, but I stopped scoring because I was just mad. Like, okay. So getting somebody to kind of refocus her and get her to change her attitude a little bit,
Right.
I guess. I don't know if I'm saying
Other
the right
than
words.
mom
Other
or
than
dad, other than mom
yeah.
or dad, right? They worry a lot. Those kids are like, man, if I don't shoot good,
Yeah.
do they still love me?
That's right. It's like, I mean, 4s sometimes I don't love you anymore after that.
Kids.
We might as well just throw this bow away. Like, you know, obviously you don't care.
We not too long ago had one of those sessions in my house. Connor's like, that's fine then. That's fine. And I'm like, no, we don't. That's not how we do this.
Right.
I still love you. We just need to realign.
Our priorities.
Yep.
No girls. Girls are distracting.
Yeah. They are.
I have 3 daughters. I know. They can be distracting in all different ways.
But the pressure for Connor, I feel like, does not come from his parents. Me and me and Dad we're pretty laid back, chilled out. The only thing I told him I always want you to be respectful. I want you to mind your P's and Q's and have a good attitude all the time. If you have a good attitude and shoot good, or if you have a good attitude and you are not on your game that day, you still won because you had a good attitude.
Right.
And so we had to have a little talk about that attitude situation. But he could shoot all fours and I'd still be happy. I still love him.
I still love him.
All right, last end.
Last end coming up. We're going to focus on Ethan Chan on this one. Ethan is sitting at a 275. He shoots just 5 5s, and he gets a perfect score with a 300.
With the Olympic recurve.
That will be with an Olympic recurve. Daniel is on track for a 299, which is killing it too.
I mean,
could you
killing
imagine
it.
if we got 2 of them that shot it today?
Awesome.
That would have been amazing.
Maybe Daniel will come back and shoot another one.
Adam's still clean with a 295.
Good.
Steve's clean with a 290 or 275. Derek has dropped two X's so far. Still, those are good X counts, just
Right.
not where these guys. When you're at that level,
They want perfection.
They want perfection. All right, here we go, Ethan.
Is he top or bottom? I guess they're shooting
He's bottom.
That's 5.
Good 5. 4 more arrows.
Maybe getting some encouragement from Dad back there. I'm not sure.
Ethan Chan. 4 more arrows. It's in. No, it's
In.
good.
It's
So
in.
they look. So it's not that
Oh, yeah.
close.
No, it's
recurve,
really not.
Not that close. He's got this. 3 more arrows.
Man, what if it was the
I
other
don't
way
usually-
around, like a ringer target?
I find myself getting nervous on these things a lot more than I should with other kids.
We probably would have
even.
been nervous if we watched Riley this morning too, but we were too busy.
We're too busy talking is the problem.
Riley Berger can come back and shoot another one
Looks like an X right side.
next year.
2 more arrows. Down to 2 arrows. Ethan Chan. I think he's 16 years old. He's about a head taller than his parents, too.
Get that bow. Oh, good job.
Come on, Ethan.
We saw he pulled through his clicker and
Yep.
got it.
Ethan, 2 more arrows right here.
He knows too. That was part of that letdown right there. in
That's
his
part of the
process.
mental game.
Yeah.
You got to know that it wasn't going to be a good shot.
Look at him.
Oh, God.
I hope
Come
he
on,
watches
Ethan.
this back later.
I'm pretty pumped for him right now. Let's get these last 2 arrows out of the way.
Quit being distracted.
He's just making sure he's good. 2 more arrows. That's it.
Process.
In there. 1 more arrow. He's like, got this.
Oh.
There we go. It's a song for him.
There we go. Yeah, that's a good song.
All right, Ethan Chan. Olympic recurve. 1 arrow for the first 300 on
300
Olympic
buckle.
recurve at 20 yards here at Texas Archery. And
Yes.
he gets it. Yes. Good job, Ethan. Amazing. Just shot a 300 on Olympic recurve. That is awesome.
Awesome.
I am so pumped. He's just down there. He's just chilling. He just came off. I think his dad wasn't watching. Yeah, he got it. Ethan Chan, 300. Daniel, let's see what Daniel did down there. Daniel may have just shot a 299. He did.
That's amazing too.
That is amazing. That is amazing
It looks like Connor dropped 2 X's there.
on that end.
Yeah. He's tired.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, those aren't just barely. Those are.
Hey, still X count's pretty good. Like
Better,
it's going to be
yeah.
what, 56 maybe?
Yeah, and that's his average.
I'm two on the last.
But that's his average.
It's okay. All right, here we go. So Adam Shackelford, he needs this. He he is shot.
Two SYWATs already. This is his third.
He's struggled a little bit, and he's had to go back to his resistance, but he's been fighting to get back into it. So let's get his 300 here, so we can get his 300 buckle.
Come on.
There it is.
That's a 5.
Steve Halbert. Let me look down there and check his. Steve got a 300 as well.
Awesome.
Steve's good.
I think Derek and Adam are shooting side by side. Jacqueline, can you zoom out just a little where you can catch both?
There it is.
That's a 5 again for Adam.
I was just looking at Ellie's arrows. They're not
Oh,
flying.
the targets, not.
I was looking at Ellie's arrows. They're not flying well. We got a different perspective up here, you know, that you can see some of this stuff.
Derek. So 6 top and 6A and 6. Yeah. Derek's are X's. It's another one.
He said he's pulling 70 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
He grabbed his 3D bow to shoot.
Adam inside out X.
One more.
Two
more.
2 more for both of them.
I was looking at Ellie's group. That's my daughter. Her groups are getting tighter and tighter. So that's exactly what we want to see. I might try to get her to shoot again tomorrow. We'll see.
Adam 5. Could be a line. I can't. I mean, from here I can't tell. But
Where's Adam? Adam's.
it could be an X.
As long
it's
as
his
it
bottom,
stays.
It's his bottom.
It looks like an X.
His bottom right.
Looks like one more arrow right here. Let's
Yep.
get this.
Both of them.
Get this 300. His X count is excellent too.
Good.
There it is.
Good. Yay.
Yes.
And then Derek also done.
Yeah. So he's
Look,
gonna shoot.
Adam had a big smile.
Yeah, he shot a 50 something X with a resistance right there. I can tell you. Yeah, 4. So he just shot a 52X 300 with that resistance. Try to tell me that can't be consistent release. There you go. Oh, my wife must have forgot to shoot one of her arrows.
Oh,
Whoops. I don't know where it went. I think it went way left. I think it's the 1. But that is
everybody's done
it.
Right. Yep. They're scoring.
That is it. That is the last. They're just walking down there. They're good. Hey, but that was it. We've got Ethan Chan. I'm heading down there. I'm going to go ahead and congratulate Ethan Chan on his 300. Also, hand out a few more buckles, but we want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you, Carrie, for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Love having you here. And we will catch you
At the next target.